What's going on, guys, and welcome back to The Edge, where we help high performers drop stubborn belly fat, build strength and muscle, and reignite their energy and drive no matter how busy life is. I'm Owen Keeley, performance coach, international athlete and national record holder. I've helped hundreds of high performers rebuild their bodies, energy and focus, all by installing proven, time efficient and decision light systems through the Everyday Stronger method. This is where we break down those systems, share the principles behind them, and help you take back control of your body and your life. Let's get into it. Today, we are breaking down something incredibly important: what to prioritize when life gets chaotic. Because let's be real, you're not always going to have perfect weeks. Work explodes, kids get sick, you're traveling, sleep goes sideways, there's stress, deadlines, curveballs in the mix all of the time. And what most high performers do in these moments is panic, the overwhelm, they let it get to them, and then they try to do everything, which ends up with them doing nothing. So today, I want to give you a super simple system called the recovery hierarchy that tells you exactly what matters most, what comes next, and what you can just ignore on chaotic weeks. By the end, you'll know how to stay on track even when you're at 30% capacity. So I want you to picture a pyramid in your mind. A big base at the bottom, a tiny point at the top. The bottom layer is what matters most. And as you go up, the importance drops. And here's the rule: if you can't do everything, just do the things at the bottom. And if you hit those, you've won the day. There's no point trying to focus on the little piece up the top if the base isn't dialed in. So level 1 on this pyramid is going to be sleep and rhythm. This is the foundation of the entire pyramid. Sleep, wake time, light exposure, meal timing, this is the base. If this goes, everything else becomes harder. Hunger gets messy, cravings go up, mood goes down, stress goes up, performance drops. So what this looks like is having a consistent bedtime, the same wake time, sunlight in the morning, not eating too late, cutting caffeine at least 8 hours before bed, and having the same simple wind down routine that you normally use. On a side note here, if you do miss one night's sleep because of, say, a late work trip or kids or whatever it is, do not sleep in the next morning. Keep your normal wake time, hit your normal bedtime that night. Your rhythm resets in 24 hours if you stay consistent. If you were to sleep in that morning, it's going to affect sleep quality the next day. It's a negative spiral to get into. Okay, we're on to level 2 here. So it's the next piece in that pyramid, and it is simple meals and hydration, not dieting. And what we're looking for here is just simple, consistent meals day on day. We don't need anything fancy. We don't need perfection here. We don't need to be tracking every gram if you are following the 3x3 method. If you're not, tracking is definitely advisable, but we just need it to be structured. So we need to be getting in enough protein per day. We need to be getting in enough calories per day, whether you do that through following a structure or you do that through tracking your calories. Either is going to work, but it needs to be done. Our next piece of this is going to be hydration. So with hydration, we want to make sure that we are just keeping up, getting enough water in throughout the day. If you're unsure how much water you should be drinking, just multiply your body weight by 30 to 40 mils, and this is going to give you an estimate of where you need to be. It will differ a little bit depending on activity levels and other factors, but this is going to be pretty much right where we need to be for most people. Get a big bottle, 1.5 liters, dip it throughout the day, and use this to track how many of those you need to hit your hydration goal. If you're having a particularly chaotic week, this is when a meal prep company becomes a superpower. There's no prepping of meals, there's no thinking about what we need to eat. The meal will be there in the fridge, you just have to pop it in the microwave, heat it up, and have it. Okay, and then we're on to level number 3. So this is the next step up in our pyramid, and this is going to be daily movement. This actually isn't resistance training, this is movement. And it's the easiest habit to keep during chaos. So the easiest strategy with this, if you are very tight on time, is to actually just pair movement with eating. So a simple strategy is when you finish each meal, breakfast, lunch, dinner, you tack on a 10 to 15 minute walk alongside it. As soon as the fork is put down after the meal, you're out the door and you're on your walk. This will help you to reduce stress, boost mood, it anchors our sleep, it also improves digestion and nutrient partitioning, and it just keeps your baseline high. Again, from my experience, this is the simplest, easiest way of fitting in movement throughout the day while you are hectic with work or other things going on. Now we're on to level number 4, so we're getting a little bit higher up that pyramid, and next one is going to be our resistance training. This is an important piece, but on chaotic weeks it is a little bit higher up, as we can see. And the thing to note here is that training still matters, but this layer becomes a little bit more flexible on those chaotic weeks. So during those weeks, we want to think about prioritizing our compound movements. So having our same warm up, a little bit of mobility activation work in there, and then hitting our 2 compound lifts for the day. Even just hitting these 2 compounds alone, with your warm up, your 2 compounds, and your cool down, is going to give you a total session length of probably around 20 minutes, and it's going to tick 90% of the boxes that we need to tick from a resistance training perspective. So if you do have more time, you can add more, you can get the whole session done. But if you don't, 2 compounds twice a week is going to be enough to actually maintain through these weeks. So you're looking at 2 20-minute sessions throughout the week, and that's about as doable as we can make it. And then level number 5, so this is the cherry on the top, this is the final level, and what's going to fall into this level is going to be the use of things like sauna, cold plunges, extra conditioning, advanced mobility. They're all great tools, they all are beneficial, but they're not as important when life does get messy. So this is the type of thing that we don't want to be stressing or worrying about too much when we are in one of these chaotic weeks. Focus on the base, build your way up, and then if we do get to this point, and if we can afford the time and the effort to incorporate these things, by all means. But if we can't, don't worry, don't stress too much about it. So to recap on the pyramid, the base, we have our sleep, next up is our nutrition, from there we have our movement, and from there is our strength. The cherry on top then are our extras, things like our sauna, cold plunge, conditioning work, which are nice to have, but again, not necessary on these busier weeks. We want to think about hitting the first layer day in, day out. If we hit that first layer, we win the day. If we can hit the first 2, we're in an even better place. And if we can get to 3, we are going to be in a really, really good place coming off the back of this chaotic week that we are in. And look, this is something that I do use personally as well. So when I have chaotic weeks, when things are mental for me, this is exactly what I do. I try and protect my sleep, keep the wake time normal, 3 simple meals a day, walk after each meal, 2 quick compound sessions, and I pretty much ignore the other things. I don't chase perfection, I just hit the base of the pyramid, and this is enough to keep me on track every time. If you do want your own personalized hierarchy built around your lifestyle, your goals, there is a link in the description. You can hit the link and book a 1-to-1 call in with me, and we will build your full system together on the call. We got great value from the episode today. If you do have any feedback, feel free to drop me an email or shoot me a message on Instagram. Have a great rest of your day, and I'm looking forward to catching up in the next one.